that he's innocent of molesting his daughter Dylan after many conversations with him about it. She says she's still a strong supporter of the Me Too movement, but she's getting a lot of backlash over this. But can't she support the movement and still, based on her own experiences, deal with him as she knows him to be? Can't you do both?
Well, you know, this situation is one of those things that's out there constantly. And when somebody is accused of such a heinous crime as child molestation, you say to yourself, what do I believe? So in my particular case, since I've worked with the guy, I don't say that I would go to him and say, Woody, did you do it? No. That doesn't make any sense to me, what you're saying is what she did. But there is evidence. The Connecticut State Police brought in an investigative team from the Yale New Haven Hospital, all right? Their 6-month-long inquiry, which included medical examinations, concluded that Dylan had not been molested. In addition to that, Moses, one of the children who was there in the age of about 12 or 13 or something, he states that he was a witness and nothing happened. So based on that, there has to be a point where you say, what am I going to believe? The authorities who investigated this or people who are making accusations? It's sort of like the Me Too movement in many ways. You know, I'm still mad that Al Franken never got his day in court, that he was just accused and suddenly he's gone out of the Senate. I'm not defending Woody's behavior with Soon Yi. I think that was deplorable. The girl was a child. But, you know, as we all know, when you raise a child, and when a child is in the family and then they get grown up and then you marry them, it's kind of creepy. Okay? It's creepy. But it's not a crime. She was over 18, apparently, when he married her. So... But this, with the little girl, I mean, he has been exonerated by the experts.
Well, on the flip side of that, yes. Dylan Farrow has maintained that she was abused. Ronan Farrow, her brother, has commented that he himself saw inappropriate behavior, that he saw Woody Allen going into her bed every night, forcing her to suck his thumb every night. And that there were experts that also found, a judge in particular, found that she had to be protected against his advances towards her. So there are other people on the other side of it. And I will tell you, in my experience, because I spent the majority of my career prosecuting child sexual predators, and so I consider myself somewhat of an expert in this area. Abusers groom their character witnesses just as thoroughly as they groom their victims.
Well, that could be on both sides,
well, yes, but because when you're talking about Scarlett Johansson saying things like, I spoke to Woody and I believe him.
Oh, I agree with that.
Woody wants her to believe.
What about,
yeah, but
she's probably very good at this.
What about in the process, though? And this is where I think the Me Too movement has gone. It's gone so far that it's sort of like we don't even want to hear the facts anymore. We don't want to hear both sides. And you have a son. Now, I have daughters and a son, and I think about this, and if a woman were to come out and accuse your son of doing something inappropriate or whatever, I think as a mother, you would say, I want to hear my son out. I want to hear his side of the story because it's someone that I love and it's someone I've raised and I know he's a good person.
I want to hear both
sides. I think society, we need to do a better job of that. And right now, it's sort of, we jump to a conclusion so quickly and people say, you only need one woman. That's all you need. And to accuse that person, I think that's a dangerous precedent.
Well, I think you need to hear both sides.
Well, the kid's nanny, Monica Thompson, swore in a deposition that she was pressured by Mia Farrow to support the molestation charges. There's both sides that's why I say the only people you trust are the experts who examines the situation, which is the Yale New Haven Hospital.
Good.
We don't have time. We have 30
seconds. Go ahead.
Well, I think what's fascinating right now is Scarlett Johansson's a smart woman, and she's had a lot of sort of media explosions for different things, being in a movie that was meant for an Asian character actress, saying things about playing a trans woman, etc. She clearly doesn't care about the cultural backlash because she knows if she's coming out and saying, I support Woody Allen, I'll still work with him, I admire him, that it's going to be a hot topic. But what's also interesting is Dave Chappelle has a new special out where he goes after everything having to do with cancel culture. He says that Louis C.K., his good friend, was killed in a masturbation accident, and it's sort of an irreverent take on everything having to do with men who have been canceled, among other things. And what I found fascinating, which has been trending on Twitter, is that Rotten Tomatoes, which I always look at Rotten Tomatoes before I see anything, it has a 33% rating from critics and a 99% score from audiences, meaning that audiences are responding to what he's saying. And I do think there is a backlash to some of the things happening in the Me Too moment, because I have said many times, someone saying to me, Megan, you have to believe what I'm saying because I'm saying it as a woman. In any context, anywhere, I wouldn't survive in life if I just blatantly believed anything anyone said point blank. That doesn't mean victims shouldn't be heard, and we're at a cultural point, but I also think there's a backlash to some of the Me Too movement happening right now. So apparently we did have time for me to talk. Sorry.
We have a legal must-do. So no charges were brought against Woody Allen, and he has repeatedly denied the allegations of sexual assault.
And as you know, I've always felt that people should have their day in court.
Yeah.
I've always believed that, and the backlash has been really big and harsh and rough on me, but you know what? I'm still here. We'll be right back.